With the exceptional quality of a screen recording, here are the tiers. Top tier is self-explanatory. You either are rage-baiting or straight-up lying. Second tier is for the songs that I am genuinely incredulous someone would consider as this year's worst. Middle tier, I already know, is going to be The Crowded Room. Songs that I understand why you might have not liked, that probably have something that feels off, but that I actually enjoyed and probably still listen to. Second to last tier is for the weaker tracks. I'll hesitate in saying they're the worst thing ever, but I agree they're not good. And the last tier is the last tier. The only one in which I will actually say I agree with you. Is everything clear? Great. Let the first one in. It is admirable that they low-key finally tried to do what K-pop stans have been asking, leaning towards a quirky and weird production. The result wasn't very solid. If you remember Nature's latest releases before disbanding, that's what this reminded me of. I wouldn't say it was the worst we had this year, but it was bad. I guess Boom Boom is impossible to replicate.
Hot sauce, everybody wants some.
Didn't do it for me. When Idol released Wife, it felt like they were actually trying to do something out of the ordinary. It did seem bizarre and well thought out. This one, despite being very very similar, lacks that daring will. I don't know, it's not awful but definitely lackluster. I thought we thought this was good? Like, it's not the best thing I've ever heard. I am in the small minority that really liked debut and found it very addictive. This is not that, but it's still not bad. Or is it? Well, we know where it's going, I guess. If this is your worst, I'm very curious to know what was your best. Genuinely confused here. I think we might have differently shaped ears.
You don't like me? That's fine. That's fine. You don't like me? Okay, bye. Bye.
The album wasn't all that good in any way. Also, releasing this after what happened was a hilariously ill-timed choice, and I surely wasn't the one laughing. In general, the effort exuded by their earlier releases was left behind this year. This might as well be the actual worst song that came out this year, at least from, from a quote-unquote known group. I remember people liked this when it came out. And boy, I was so perplexed. Nothing against the girls, but it's barely listenable.
Don't you try me, I want some more. Don't you play me, we on the floor. Don't you try me.
This is where you'll hate me. Or maybe not. 'Cause if you've been here you already know I unfortunately and very unluckily think this song hits. And I first liked the song and then disliked the group. This was the sequence of events, so it's impossible for me to actually hate it. I do think people say this is the worst only because they hate All Day Project, but I genuinely can't believe this might be someone's least favorite track of the entire year. It's unfortunate that it's probably one of my favorite songs of 2025, despite its group being severely problematic. 17 is one of my ultimate groups and, believe me, I didn't listen to this song once since it came out. It just was, something. Not for me. I actually understand this one. I see how people might not like it. But I very much do. I honestly think it's super fun and I don't care. This one's a recent release and I remember not being that impressed with it. My opinion hasn't changed. I still don't think it was that great. Random that someone thought of this when commenting with their worst song of the year, but yeah, whatever. I know it's Christmas and we all should be nicer, but as I was saying, I found this album quite uninteresting. I've seen some love for this song online, which is good, but I was just not a fan. Who knows, maybe I will get in trouble for that. Nah, I don't buy this. This summer bop is an easy listen with a dope-ass chorus that just got into my head and never left the place for days and days. Respect your opinion, but I beg to differ. Thank you very much.
No. Well...
What? This is the cutest thing ever. What do you mean worst song of the year? Facepalming like crazy down here. This is actually a bad song, but I am not your strongest soldier and therefore you'll have to let me be at some point. Good Thing is very famously my least favorite Idol title track, but I have to admit I don't dislike it as much as I did back then. It has grown on me since, watching performances and everything. I think it got to me now. Is it good? Not much, but do I like it now? Yup, I do. Xikers is one of the very few groups who's still able to make noise music that I like. Again, I see how it might be hard to get for a lot of you, but I enjoy it very much. It's a bop. Earlier this year I've been eaten alive because apparently if I like an artist I must like every single one of their songs. I didn't know about this rule, so I was left in shock. In order to prevent the heat I will just put it where I think it's supposed to go. And I won't say anything more. I am a huge fan of X-Love. One and Only was incredible, but I fear this one is their weakest so far. One could argue the word Riz should be banned from K-pop songs and I would like to show my approval. Anyways, obsessed with them, not very obsessed with this song. I think y'all just hate summer and 2015, and I understand that cause I do love me some winter. But maybe the problem is that I love 2015 a little too much. Such a nice song.
Old eyes, cold stare, real bad business, this dirty word.
As much as I could find an appeal to this, it was just not made for me. In comparison to many other aespa songs, this one feels a little more lifeless. It hasn't been the best year for aespa when it comes to my playlist, but at least they know how to sell it. Speaking of, this one was an upgrade for sure. I still do only like half of the chorus and you know exactly which half I'm talking about, but at least it grew on me and I can confidently say I like it now.
Wicked, 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 wicked.
Okay, the crickets aren't even laughing.
You had all the rights actually, but I do too, like I'm out here jamming. I don't even care if I am the problem.
Love is a gay boy. I should throw it away, boy. I think it.
What the fuck are they laughing? That shit is so fucking homophobic.
We're going up inside a moment. You know together we're going.
This is like the quintessential pop song. How can freaking Golden be harmful for anybody? Absolutely no way. Are you sure you like the genre at all? Cause I would have some doubts at this point. Top tier for me and there's no debate. Alright, I agree that this wasn't anything special, but we had so much worse, y'all. Let's be serious for a split second. I love that this wasn't even a grower for me. I got it at first damn listen. Han's verse is one of the absolute best deliveries of the year. Although still having a very Stray Kid sound, it feels so fresh and new. I had to sit with songs like Chick Chick Boom or Do It Lately, but, surprisingly, this wasn't the case. Sick comeback if you're asking me. Reminds me of Money by Lisa. You know, pretty objectively unpleasant, but somehow it gets in your head. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I'm low-key bopping. I see. When they first performed it at one of their shows and TikTok introduced me to it, making me watch a very grainy and shaky video of them dancing, I hated it too. But I have found myself changing my mind. The verses are pretty rough, but the chorus is just so infectious. And the outro has wig-snatching potential. Yours might have been very powerfully glued, or you would have noticed. I hate that we constantly beg for K-pop to gift us with something different and then when it happens that's what we pay it with, dust. This is amazing.
You keep looking at me, keep looking at me like you wanna spend some money.
Everything about this group is so messy. This is not awful but it's a very unimaginative attempt at recreating the global impact Cat's Eye had. And to think that the ingredients for it are on display, it's very obvious why they worked and it's funny someone might even think they can replicate that. Anyways, this wasn't great. But it was the only leak in the JYP ship, who had a very surprising year. Okay, now it will seem mine is some persistent conspiracy against these poor girls, but I think something phenomenal must be happening in the studio. I did my research and discovered that they have like an official producer or something. At least their 2025 releases were produced by the same person. It shows, my darlings. I could tell. How is it possible that someone listened to this cutie and went, oh, this is the worst thing I've heard in the entire year, so bad. And the song sounds like someone stole a rainbow and put it inside of a music-producing software. Does this still have an outdated production that hurts its overall quality? Yes. But it's the better release we've had from Baby Monster this year for sure. People seem to immeasurably love this one back when it came out, like so much that the streets were saying ITZY's music was good again, like Imaginary Friend never happened or something. So I am very surprised to see it here. I think it's good. Not life-changing for sure, but we're on the positive side of things. So you know the world is turning backwards when the actual better song gets hated a little more. I don't even know. At least Tunnel Vision was more popular, rightfully so. The name for the top tier came to mind when I read someone actually commented with this song. It must be Rage Bait. You might not even believe it yourself. This is Song of the Year contender. Are we losing our minds? And we have a winner. Gnarly was easily the most mentioned song in the post. I think it's its purpose, you know, to be actually insufferable. I totally see how so many people might dislike it, but that's also its strength. I hated it at first listen, and now I just can't skip it when it plays. That's me.
You know what? I'm trying to stay positive, but this bitch is getting on my nerves.
This is quite literally Gnarly 2.0, so copy and paste what I already said, except it did take me a little more to get into spaghetti. But I got there eventually, so it doesn't really matter. Girlfriend will sit in the same tier as Good Thing because, as I have already said before, they feel like twin sisters. I do still like the former more, but it's a negligible difference.
I'm coming now.
This is a song. I don't have a strong opinion on it. It is indeed a little bit underwhelming. Yeah, it is, just there. I can sense a far possibility of this sounding annoying to some folks. Definitely did not to me. A couple listens were enough and I was able to have the right fun.
Arrested, prosecuted, send him to jail. Good, done with that guy.
As you can imagine, I'm at a little bit of a loss for words. I would say what I said about Talk to You is still valid. I like Coma slightly less, so I would put it one tier lower, but in general I think he released a really interesting project. Well, here y'all go, this is the final ranking. What do you think? I'm sure you would have made a completely different tier list. Let me know in the comments the opinion you disagreed on the most, and you're still in time to tell me your least favorite song of 2025. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you had fun.